Welcome, everybody, to another great episode of Real Life Matters. Before we start, please go and subscribe to the channel, DBoss Networks. Click the bell icon. Come on. It just takes a second. And also subscribe to the guests that are on here. So with no other further ado, I'm introducing to you, we have a big man here on today. And he's doing a lot of stuff. We're going to find out what he's doing in the entertainment. When you mention him, it is entertainment. So we have Big Nino, the multi-platinum CEO.
DBoss, how you doing?
I'm good. And you know what? We got another person that I co-host with also. He's a big guest also. We got Chill from Talk It Out, Come Clean Entertainment, Come Clean TV. But we're all going to be doing talking to Nino. So welcome.
Chill.
What up, y'all? Peace. Long time no see.
No doubt.
Thank God you're back. You're alive, I tell you. Woo.
Yeah. It was a close one, but I'm here.
But it's all about Big Nino.
Yes, it is.
Big Nino. So
glad to be here.
First of all, a lot of people on Real Life Matters, gonna ask, okay, how did you get Big Nino?
Well, like I told you last time, it's a long story. So I used to really be a really big guy, very imposing.
Okay.
Like football player big. So that's where the big came from.
Okay.
And yeah.
But now you're slimmed down, and you're looking dapper.
Yeah. Thank you. I tried.
So what made you want to come in? So what made you want to come into this, be in this entertainment industry?
I don't think it was so much I wanted to be in the entertainment industry, as much as I'm a music guy, and I've been around it all my life. My father was a drummer, my grandfather was a musician, and so that's all I know. That's what I know, and it runs deep through my.
Well, we can see what you know because you see all those awards up in the behind you there. Tell us a little bit about those.
Yeah, so I started on the creative side of things, and I'm still on the creative side of things. But I started there. That's what pulled me into music. And I tried my hand at a lot of things. Not that I set out to do that, but I read this book years ago that talked about finding things within the industry as you pursue your main focus, finding like 5 things that you have an interest in or that you can see yourself doing, and educate yourself about those things so that you can have a career beyond your career. So that's what I did. And throughout the process of meeting people over the years that did different things, I found that my real talent was my people skills and my ability to cultivate relationships. And those things are what I was able to do in those different scenarios that led me to being able to go down different roads. Some of them worked, some of them didn't, but the ones that did really worked, as you can see. So,
well, we can see from those plaques. But so, are you going to give us those 5 little tips? I know Chill want to know too.
Well, it wasn't so much that they were tips. It was my interest.
Your interest,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The things that I was interested in. So I did a lot of things. I owned retail record stores back then. Where we sold physical product and DVDs. I've owned multiple recording studios. I did marketing. I did promotion. Obviously, I did producing, which was my love, and songwriting and a lot of other creative things. But I did a lot of consulting. We had a lot of success there on the marketing side, and you know, that kind of took a life of its own and opened up a lot of doors for me. And I was able to start going into other areas of entertainment because I'm a nationalistic thinker early on. And I was reflecting on this the other day. When I look at my business plan from the 90s, and I started in the business in the 80s. When I look at my business plan from the 90s, it was eerily similar. Like I always had the same vision. It just it evolved with the times. You know what I'm saying? But the premise was the same. You know what I mean? It was all about being self-contained, you know, not relying on the system that was in place and being able to go out here and create and be creative without having to go to people with my hat in hand. That's always been problematic for me,
Mm.
you know.
So tell everybody where you come from, what part of the U.S.
I was born in the South. Um, I was um, my early rearing was on the East Coast.
He's like, you got to think back, Chill?
Yeah, you know,
Where in the
I'm one of
South?
the.
The South's a big place.
So I was born in Blytheville, Arkansas, on the Air
Arkansas.
Force base. Yeah, I'm a military
Woo.
brat. So and from there, I moved to right outside of Boston, um, and then I moved to Michigan, and then to Chicago, and then then from Chicago, man, um, I could think of so many
Well, I guess
places
you
I
are
lived
all around
from there.
American.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, pretty much all over the country. But you know what was interesting about that was the exposure to music. You know what I'm saying? Especially during those years, it was really important because um, you know I would get, and this was the early regional days. And for those who were around during the regional times in hip hop, um, everything kind of came through the East Coast at one point. But I'm in the South, I'm in the Midwest, and even at some point on the West Coast, and I'm hearing this regional music that other people weren't hearing. If you were on another coast, you weren't hearing a lot of these records, but they were huge in these regions. So social media was non-existent. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that really developed my ear, and I was really into it. You know what I'm saying? So I got exposed to all of these different things, which ultimately helped to create who I became. So it was just written, you know. So all of that exposure and all of these different places really helped me to become who I became.
And
Just
all
being
those different
subjected to
plaques,
that.
too.
It definitely played a role.
Yes.
Definitely.
Well, is there
Definitely.
anything you want to ask?
Yeah. Tell us about some of the artists back there with them plaques. Who have you worked with?
Oh man, so obviously you see Machiavelli. The only
Tupac, for
reason,
those that may not know. That's Tupac.
Oh, that's Tupac?
yeah,
Okay.
Right.
that's Tupac. And that's the gang related soundtrack. Um, that's Rick Ross. God Forgives, I Don't. Um, that's Kaya. My Neck, My Back. Um, that's a recent one from this last year, which is Before, uh, by the legendary Smooth B. Me and Ty Max, my partner, we produced a couple of versions of that with the Outlaws and Code 187, which the single actually went double platinum. Um, let's see. That
And where's
is
the one with the baby on it? Is it a little baby there?
that's Lil Wayne.
Little.
Uh,
Oh.
that's Lil Wayne. Um, and that's Rihanna, which is like a combination plaque, which has got singles and albums. Um, That's Nicki Minaj's first album. That's Cashing Out record that went gold. Ultimately, it went platinum after they did the remix. And that's Natural Born Killers um, with Dr. Dre and Ice Cube.
That was my song right there, Natural
Yeah,
Born.
yeah,
I didn't say anything. I seen Will's mouth was about to go.
yeah, yeah.
So people out there, this Real Life Matters. This is a well-seasoned, legendary professional in the entertainment industry. If I didn't put it right, you know. So
Yeah, I've been
you're such a
around.
humble person, but there's so much power behind you. It's just bursting. And half people don't even have one plaque on their their wall. But look at you.
Well, I think that when you do what you love to do
Mhm.
and you're disciplined and you work hard, no matter what area that you work in, success finds you. And when you work with good people, and I remember trying to get arrested, in those days, and not being able to. And the one thing that sticks
Wait,
out
you
with
were
me,
trying to get arrested?
you ever hear the term people that couldn't get arrested, meaning no one,
No.
no one, no one was interested. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, no one was interested, and so sometimes things may not work out the way that you think, but when you keep going and you keep going and pursuing things and keep an open mind, you don't know what God has in store for you. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Like, sometimes we think that we're in control of things, but we're really just a passenger in the vehicle. So we may think that we're pursuing this, but God has another plan for us, and it may be related. You know what I'm saying? So this may be part of your tutelage to a bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? So if you just give up because what you think you're after is not working out, you may miss out on what really is in store for you. So that's one of
Mm.
the things that I learned, because I certainly never thought it would be this, and it evolved into other things. So, and then the other thing is that we're really nothing of ourselves if you really think about that, right? So you can say that or think that you're this and you're that, but the reality is, if it's based on your talent or your abilities, you got that through the grace, you got that through your blessings, right? So, so to God be that glory, right? You hear people say, to God be the glory. So you really got to give that to God. You don't take that for yourself. So any success that you have or that you're blessed to have along the way, that's God's credit. So you learn that as you mature in your journey. You know what I'm saying? Like you talk to some of the older brothers and sisters that have had success, and they understand that, you know.
So
So it
so
just takes
tell
time.
so tell us a little bit about what you got going on now. What does Big Nino have going on now?
We know Will couldn't wait. Chill couldn't wait.
I'm on your head. I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
So this is a great time, I think, for music, and music driven and related things. I'm definitely inspired. I think that there's a lot of great music out there. Um, so as you know, we have a company called Primex Media,
Mhm.
about a year old, um, and we created that to have a vehicle to create content, and in particular, music and um, music related content, and I want to say things that are culturally authentic. that represent the
And it's
culture.
a streaming. This is a streaming channel, or it's
So some of it will
so
be available through streaming. Some of it will
okay.
be available on other types of platforms. Like we're doing concerts. Uh, we're doing a number. We're doing a number of things. We're doing some reality TV. We're doing different television series and shows. We're even doing some films. And so, we've been investing along those um, in those areas.
So
And
is it going
then
to be your films that you produce, or other, just
mhm.
in general, other people
Right.
putting
So
on?
so so it's things that we have an interest in, but we also have a lot of young creative people around us that are developing things, and then we have relationships with some of these established people out here that have projects that we've gotten together with, and so it just depends on the scenario. So we always have an eye for content. We have a lot of relationships. Um, as a matter of fact, we know people that are like really hungry for content, and this is that. We're in a content driven market, so there's a lot of room for it, and so that's what we're doing. We're all about building catalog. Um,
So you're a
uh,
part of that catalog that's going, putting all that together along with your artists. Oh my God, you must be really
so
busy.
so so yeah, because we're the machinery. So when you think about music, music is licensing, right?
Hmm.
Music is soundtracks. You want music and all of these different things, and then you want it in the marketplace. So everywhere it belongs. And so you can knock on doors all day asking people to place your music, or you can create what you need to place it. It's just all in how you think. And that goes back to that nationalistic mind frame, and people always use that terminology in a negative way, but it can be used in a positive way too. So keep it circulating, you know. Um, and then the other piece is um, that everything that you do, you have to have some give back to what has given to you. And so I'm working with the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. I sit on the board, um, and um, we are tasked with bringing back the award show, and we're doing some things with pay-per-view as far as concerts go, and just some really exciting things. We're fortunate
So
to
the
have
Hip Hop
people.
Hall of Fame, and Chill, you're a part of that also, I believe.
Yeah, Chill is working very closely with us. We're really grateful to have his skill set, and he's bringing his relationships and a lot of value to the table, a lot of insight, a lot of experience. Um, and so it's a real pleasure to have him and people like him that are, helping us put this thing together. And so we have some really big things um, developing behind the scenes, and you're going to be hearing a lot from the Hip Hop Hall of Fame for many, many years to come. It will be.
So while this is starting and you're building this empire.
Mhm. Right.
So what
So
made you want
so
to come
I,
back
I
and
can't
do
I
this?
can't
What
I
made
can't take
you?
I can't take credit for starting it. That goes to brother JT, and he had the vision. Um,
Okay.
as you know, it's, well, if you may not, but it has previously aired on BET, the award show,
Mm-hmm.
and it's inducted artists over the years. Their focus has been on some of the development stuff, and so myself and Ty and others have been tasked to get out in the hip hop community and start focusing on giving these artists their flowers. And I think it's important to say that COVID has given us all perspective. Just the time, this time, I think, has put in a lot of things in perspective for all of us
Mm-hmm.
within the hip hop community and within the world. And so we want to honor these artists for giving us what they've given us. You know, there's always a headline that's negative, but there's so much positive. They've changed their lives and so many lives they've been able to affect and employ people and charity and all different types of inspiration and positive things that the media never talks about, you know, and not to mention all of the people who have been able to adopt the tradition of Joe Kennedy, which they say is what America is all about. And so hip hop has personified that. And so why should these artists not be praised for the same thing?
So
I'm
how?
not suggesting, you know, anyone break the law. But what I'm
Okay.
saying is that for people to turn their circumstances into something positive and be able to live out the American dream, should that not be applauded as it was for the Kennedy family? Should that not be applauded for others who were able to do the same? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Well, how do this hip hop awards? How do the people or the artists? How do they get nominated, and what's the process they have to go through to to be in that? Because I know sometimes you're sitting at home and say, how did the people get nominated? How did that happen?
It's all about the work. You know, it's all about the work, and I really would like to think that um, it's not going to be about um, the politics. Um, I think that when we study history, as things come into power, no matter how much we say that influence is influence and it happens, but there's so, and me and Chill talk about this all the time, there's so many artists and producers and executives and retailers and radio people that have contributed to this great art form. And they all need to be acknowledged, whether they're legends and
Yeah.
icons or, you know, other people that have contributed, and they need to be inducted and acknowledged and honored in some way for their contributions to the culture and to the business. And so we want to create ways to honor all of those people that have given so much. And we're doing that. And so while they do have procedures, um, ultimately it comes down to the body of work and their contribution. And so some of it is music, some of it is the other things that are being taken into consideration, like their contributions to the culture, and you know, it could be the impact, not just of the music, but um, you know, it could be the fashion and all of these other things. If you take NWA for one of the most impactful groups in the history of music, period. This, if you think about that, um, you had people all over the world wearing khakis and Raider hats and shades. This is how impactful NWA was, right? When the Chronic came out, every record that came out sounded like G-Funk, whether it was an R&B record, whether it was a record from the East Coast, a record from the South, a record from the Midwest, it didn't matter. Okay, that was the impact of G-Funk, which was actually created by one of your guests that will be coming up soon, called 187, Dr. Dre's protege.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that's the impact of NWA and what it had on the culture. And if you just even just look at that entire history, there'd be no Eminem, no 50 Cent, no Bone Thugs and Harmony, no so much. At some point, we're going to have to research and analyze that and really take a look at not just the cultural impact, but the economic impact and all of that. Think about that. That it's just there's no Anderson Paak today. You know what I'm saying? You know, J. Cole. It's endless, the impact. So anyway, I didn't mean to get off course, but
No, that's what this is what you're here to tell people what you do, right?
right.
So,
Hmm.
I know it seems like you're a very serious cat to work with, a big cat. And and I guess selecting the people that you want to work with you, what do you look for in them?
It depends. I try to surround myself with people that have pieces of the puzzle that I don't. For one, I think that when you're trying to accomplish something, you can't do it all. So you really look for, okay, these are my strengths. What are the areas that I need strength in? And so I think when I'm team building, which is definitely part of what I do, I build teams. I'm looking to cover those areas, uh, in which, I may not necessarily be strong or where the team may need strength. But I think on a one-on-one basis, people that I can work with, people whose egos are not so big I like people with visions. I like people that are grounded and, you know, yeah, I mean, it's a slippery slope because talent is driven by parts of our ego, right? And that
Mm.
can be healthy. You know what I'm saying? But then you get into these other things where it can get unhealthy. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a fine line. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, you learn how to navigate, you know.
Well, you navigated right into chill there.
I still don't know how I could, but I'm working it. I'm working it. I'm working it. I believe God is good. He led me to Nino, and Nino and I have been clicking since then, like brothers.
That's right.
Well,
Definitely.
you got another sister up here in Toronto.
Yes, we do. And we're glad to have you. We
That's
appreciate
right.
it. Definitely. And so, so we have some great things that we need these vehicles and these platforms for, and we embrace people. This is not, I think there was a time where we looked at this as it being something for the elite, but this is a time now where the people are involved. You know what I'm saying? You can touch the people and the people can touch you. So, I think that's what the music business or what's left of it has become. And what is it? It's something that touches people. So for them to actually be able to be a part of it, I think the majority of that is great. I think that it does give voice to um, some unqualified voices that can create a lot of foolishness. But that aside, the positive parts about it is that you get to be touched by people's lives that are touched by this work. And that's what we all really love. We love the work. All the other stuff that comes along with it, it's just an illusion. You know what I'm saying? So for those of us who have been around long enough to see all those people come back down to
Mm.
earth, and you're with them on a day to day, we know it's an illusion. You know what I'm saying? So we don't live in that.
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead, chill.
No, I was just agreeing with them. This is just one big illusion,
Mm.
and you just have to, when you're in the business, it's very important to be able to decipher what's an illusion and
Mm.
what's reality,
Right.
because
Right.
you'll find yourself in some crazy situations if you get those mixed up.
Right. Right. And it's important to, I think, know the difference. And I think what is so nobody lives in the world they work in, right? So you go to work, you come home, and you try to leave the job there. I don't think you can do that with music because it's a part of you, right? So I think it may depend on the role you play, but you know, we're so literal about it. You know what I'm saying? And I just think about the things that are playing out um, in in our culture in particular, in our music in particular, and it does concern me. I came up. I'm. I would say I'm part of the second resurrection or the second generation. Um, even though so when I was a kid, I'm trying to think. I don't remember how old I was exactly, but I remember the first rap records, and
All right.
I wasn't a baby, so I had my mother brought us those records, Rappers Delight, and all those. We had those 12 inches. We were old enough to have those records, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first resurrection, right? So I would say I was, you know, definitely part of the second wave of it. And I don't think this is what anyone envisioned, but I think that I've been around long enough to see the effects, the positive effects of things and the negative effects. And I don't think we knew or understood the power of our words, of
Mm-hmm.
what was being put into the music. And I think a lot of it was coming from a genuine place. I think people tried to replicate what they seen become successful, which is normal. But I think that, you know, when you start getting money at a young age, you don't accept guidance and you're not in a place to receive it, no matter who's trying to really give it to you. And I think that's a lot of what maybe some of the younger artists are lacking is who they're gonna take this information from. It's hard to tell a 19-year-old millionaire that's got more money than you anything. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
what can you tell me? Like he know what he got in the bank. So
Mm-hmm.
what does he respect? He or she respect. So that's all about your value system, right?
But they
So there's
respect
really
you though.
some of them do, but some of them don't. So it just depends on who you have to be. And I won't say that it's not that they don't respect you,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that depending on what you're saying to people, they have to be in a place to receive.
Oh.
And so I think that if you come at people respectfully, they'll be respectful. And I think what happens with the generation difference is a lot of people come at them wrong. I'm proud of these young people getting the bag. You know what I'm saying? And getting to the bag. They haven't lived as long as I have, so I've been around long enough to see the results of some of our actions. And I say ours because I've been a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't separate myself from it. I've just learned some things, and some things I continue to learn along the way, just like they are. So it's not for me to judge them or put them down. I want the best for them, like I want the best for my children, and like I want the best for all of us as a people. You know, and then as a world community. So I'm proud that they're able to get to the bag, but you know, there's a bigger picture here too, and that is that their voices are powerful. You know what I'm saying? And they are influencing people. So when you got people running around talking about demon time and blowing each other's heads off, people are
Mm-hmm.
they are um, acting that stuff out, like for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they are, and it's just a fact. So I think that we have to look at that and say, well, maybe we got to change some of this. You know, like
You know, sit them down and talk to them a bit. But some of them can't even talk to them. But but to come off the thing, I think Chill has something he wants to ask you.
No,
okay,
I was actually going to say that goes right back to when Nino had said it's really about the level when you're coming at them, how they receive it. Because, you know, a lot of these cats, some of them, some of them have open minds and they're ready to receive. but some of them have allowed the illusion to consume them.
Mm-hmm.
And in consuming them, it's changed them as a person. And, it's just things that they've allowed to do over time. And it doesn't really help with the people that they have around them, gassing them up, telling them this or that or that or this, making them look or feel like they're indestructible or Superman or what have you. So when a person of wisdom comes along and tries to put a bug in their ear, a lot of times they're closed-minded. They'll sit there like they're listening to you, but they're really not. It's going through one ear and out the other. But some of them are, and you can see it through their actions.
But here's the thing, right? So, I'm refined in my 50s, right? But when I was their age, we come from the same place. So, you know what I'm saying? I didn't sound like I sound today. You know what I'm saying? Like, there may have been, our generation may have been doing things a little bit differently based on the generational thing, but, we were just as, you know what I'm saying? I mean, my grandmother said that each generation gets weaker and wiser, right? So there may have been that differential, but outside of that, like,
we were wild too.
We were just as lost. You know what I'm saying? So we grew into
maybe not as wild as you guys.
who we become, right? Right? So that's where I try not to be judgmental, but on the same token, like, death is permanent, right? And so these death chants, I understand the hardness of the music, and I was saying this to someone recently, like, just think back. Run DMC was the hardest thing on the planet. They were hard, but they weren't pushing death.
No.
Right? And then you have to think about the people who are financing this and distributing this, right? You really have to think about that and why. Because there was a time where there were other things that were being financed and pushed. Why only this? Why is it this? And you see the result of what it's doing to young people. Because if you were financing something that was more positive, don't say people wouldn't buy it. The people are like sheep. So if you give them something better, they're going to drink it. They're going to eat it. They're giving you what they're eating and consuming what you're giving them. That is reality. So everybody was walking around, and what was it? The late '80s was the pro-black era, where everybody had a Malcolm X medallion on.
X-Clan.
Everybody was fighting the power. Exactly. So all
we didn't have that on over here.
Oh, y'all didn't have that on. Well, we had it on up here big time.
Unless the people was over there and they came over for the visit.
It definitely, you could see where, if you were listening to demos back then, that's what the demos reflected. So people were replicating that, right? So the same way people were replicating that, they can replicate balance, right?
That's true.
Which can have all types of reality, but it can be a healthy balance of reality, which is
I had a guest
whole
on
lot of things.
I had a guest on just recently, and she was she's a film producer, and she does different theatrical plays, and she lives in Atlanta. And she says, where would half of these artists be if they didn't have social media? Are you really that good? Oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you on speaker here because my earpiece went out. Hold on for me just 1 second. Let me find another earpiece.
All right, let me just take a bit of a break. Hold on, I'll take a little break. So
okay, just for a second, so I can get another
you find
earpiece.
It? Oh, okay, all right.
I'm just gonna grab it. I know.
Okay.
We've been apart for a short while, But now the time has come when you can join us again in our little slice of paradise. Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique has always provided a relaxing, rejuvenating, and authentic experience, and that hasn't changed. Pure Grenada, just for you.
Looking for a TV show that brings you a raw, uncut, unbiased opinion? What about a show providing a platform to tell us about your business or talent? Tune in to Talk It Out, Monday through Friday, hosted by Chill of Come Clean Empire and his co-host, DBoss, where we bring you not just a TV show, but a TV experience.
Le Caribbean Music Camp, c'est une action que nous avons imaginée afin de rassembler des professionnels du secteur de la musique en un seul lieu pendant une semaine. Des 5 jours de travail sont ressortis 26 titres. De ces 26, nous avons fait une petite sélection de 5 titres pour une première sortie sous la forme d'un album.
Je suis Imaëlle. J'ai commencé à chanter depuis toute petite. J'ai toujours aimé ça, donc je connaissais toutes les chansons qui passaient à la radio. J'ai connu le CMC à travers, par l'intermédiaire de Fred Jean-Baptiste.
La reine, elle s'est super bien débrouillée. D'ailleurs, elle a 3 titres sur le projet.
Concernant le titre Never Say Goodbye, j'ai été le compositeur, on va dire. Donc j'ai composé la mélodie du morceau. J'étais intriguée par cette question d'atelier d'écriture. Et puis en fait, tout se fait de façon naturelle. Quelqu'un commence à jouer du piano, on a une mélodie et voilà, ça prend forme petit à petit.
Ils ont bien travaillé, je trouve, que les productions sont vraiment de très bonne facture, de très bonne qualité.
Alors déjà, c'était très enrichissant de rencontrer, d'échanger avec d'autres artistes. C'est, selon moi, une bonne démarche pour que les artistes puissent travailler entre eux, ce qui normalement devrait se faire normalement, mais qui ne le se fait pas. Et le CMC a permis ça, et j'espère que ça va perdurer. On est dans un bassin caribéen, on a des influences musicales communes, et c'est intéressant aussi de pouvoir mettre tout ça en commun et d'en faire quelque chose, d'en faire une force.
L'industrie musicale fait aussi partie de l'économie de nos territoires. C'est quelque chose que l'on n'a pas forcément, que l'on ne met pas forcément en valeur ici en Martinique ou encore en Guadeloupe. Et donc via ce projet, c'est une façon pour nous de nous impliquer et d'avoir de premières expériences avec ces secteurs-là.
Alors je vous donne rendez-vous très prochainement sur BT Live on Direct.
The eyes and ears of the Caribbean. Carib Vision.
Well, we're back. Well, you
I
like
like
that
the
French
commercials.
commercial?
Right. I was gonna say I like the commercials. We just stepped the game up.
I know. That was Teacup. They're a music camp in Martinique in the islands, and few people didn't know about that. They're there, and they set up camp, and they're looking for producers and directors and stuff to produce these artists out there.
Maybe I need to move out to the Caribbean.
Yeah. we would. We got to. But there's a lot of them out there, and it's a big thing. It's Tika, Tika. So it's a long name, but I did a little promo on them before. But nice. We were just waiting for Big Nino. I guess his earphones
He accidentally went out.
Went out. Yeah, the technology today, people, you can't even you can't get anything going.
It's crazy.
But we're so glad Will, he's coming back in next season. We'll talk it out. Everybody be like, wow, wait for that one. We got some great guests coming up. We thought him always lost him there for a minute, but he's a fighter.
Yeah, and I just want to say this real quick. I just really hope that people are taking this COVID thing seriously.
Mm-hmm.
That's, to those that may not know, that's why I was gone for a minute.
A minute.
Yeah, I had caught COVID and I was in ICU for about a month and a half, and I was on an incubator for a few days, almost a week, and I was blessed to come back.
And you had a lot of time to think.
Oh yeah, I even grew a beard.
Ooh, I thought you were Barry White.
I woke up with a beard.
Barry White came back.
Woke up with a beard. Hold on just for a second here. This is Nino actually calling me while on air.
Oh. You could just tell people.
Oh, it's malfunctioning on you?
It's okay.
You don't see any? Oh, you're hitting the cam, but it's not. You're having some issues. Okay. Well,
he'll say the shout outs. We'll let Chill say the shout outs to social medias and all that stuff.
Yep. We'll shout out your social medias and everything like that. This is a special edition.
And tell him thank you for Real Life Matters. Really loves him.
Yeah, we love you in Real Life Matters. What's your social medias again there,
You can
Nino?
put them on speakerphone. You can make
hold on. I'll put them on speaker. Hold on.
All right.
All right, Nino, you there?
I am. So
we're hearing you real good.
Okay, so it is Nino.Price Global 1.
That's Nino.Price Global 1.
Right. That's 1. And then it's Primex, PRYMAX_media.
Primex, PRYMAX.
Everybody to go follow that.
_media.
_media.
And make sure you go follow that. Follow that, and you never know what'll come up. Just follow that. Nino got a lot of stuff going on, people.
And he got Chill as Barry White here.
There's going to be a lot of great content, a lot of great things up there. It's just getting started, but trust me, you guys are going to really enjoy that. If you even just see some of the stuff I got on my end, I'm not from this era. They had to twist my arm, but we haven't even begun. We have so much content. I mean, I'm talking about we're just digging into the vault stuff with Left Eye and Shed Night and you name it. Pretty much so many people from the industry for years and years of our vaults. That we're going to be revealing never before seen things.
This is going to be beautiful.
And then, and Chill, you have some of the reels that I've been sending you. Just kind of gives a little taste of some of the stuff we've done that's coming this year. 2022 is going to be full of music and television and other things. We got Producer's Diary coming, which is going to be about your favorite producer, with the hits that they produce and the stories behind them. Look for that. That's going to be really good. So just a lot. We got, Raw Roulette and Gutter Slam and Code 187. He's out now with the Return of Gangsta Rap album. I've managed him and worked with him for many years. And From Above the Law. So we got a lot of great, exciting things coming. And I'm really excited about the Hip Hop Hall of Fame concert. I'm excited about the award show. And I tell you, this concert is going to be the who's who. You can look forward to the best legends. You can look forward to us involving the hottest young groups with their favorite music icons from the past. You can look forward to just the types of things you would want to see from an award show and from a concert and a platform like this. But let's honor these artists and give them their platform and give them their flowers while they're here. And we don't just want to see veteran artists. We want everyone to participate because this is our art. This is our music. It belongs to us. And so that's for the new guys. That's for the one in the middle of the road. That's for the older ones. It belongs to us, and we have to honor and respect each other and show love and appreciation for each other. And that's what it's all about.
So that was well said, Nino. Very well said. And
Yes,
we really appreciate you coming on the show today and this evening. And I know that DBoss is just jumping for joy in her stomach right now. She's
I am
right now.
Because you got chill. You can hear me, Nino.
I can hear you, boss. I love you. I appreciate you so much. You've had me on in the past, and just continuing to support our cause. It means a lot. I want to come back. I want to bring some of these artists. I want to bring some of the icons that are going to be a part of the Hall of Fame. I want you to be some of the team, and I just want you all to be a part of this along the way. Smooth is definitely, Chill is definitely a part of it. Chill and Smooth, that's my life. Does it get any better? But no, DBoss, I definitely would love for you.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to come back. And you got Chill, who's Barry White. You didn't hear me say that earlier.
She called me Barry White, Nino.
Barry White, okay. I thought I was Barry White. That's what they
right.
You're gonna have to be my.
You gotta grow your beard. You gotta grow the beard.
You're gonna be dude from Boys the Men. I'm Barry White.
All right. Well, Big Nino, I'm glad to have you on today. The viewers are glad to have you on today. Chill, I'm glad you could always come back and co-host with me. And I do want to thank the viewers. Follow Nino out there. Go to Prime Media. It's Prime Media TV.
Prime Max.
Yes.
Prime Max.
Prime Max.
Prime Max _ media, right, Nino?
Yeah. That. Please follow us, and I promise you we're gonna have some very exciting things up there for you. And follow us. We're gonna give you what you want. Some great entertainment.
All right.
Well, we can't wait. And the viewers can't wait. So, anyways, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. And stay tuned. Because we're having a lot of people that's gonna be coming up. Today, look at who popped in today. We had Chill from Talk It Out. And he's also part of the Hip Hop Awards. So, you guys, hey, don't be jealous out there. Because, Big Nino, these guys are doing some big things. And, of course, your girl going to be in it. But I just ain't saying nothing. All right?
So we do.
We do what we do. So, anyways, everybody, bye for now.
Bye-bye.